Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have a beer from Cellar Maker out of San Francisco, California. This is the first beer that I've done a review for these guys. And this is also, I believe, part of their first wild beer release. So this beer is called Le Blonde. It's Belgian style ale. And they also did two fruited sours. They're both called 4-to-1, which means I think 4 pounds of peaches versus 4 pounds of fruit versus every gallon of beer. So they did a nectarine and a peach one. I also got those too. But so this one, let me tell you the description real quickly. So it says European hopped ale that's also light on malt like a Pilsner. Restrained phenolics from the yeast add some depth without overwhelming the classic hop profile, and a touch of spelt adds subtle layer to the Pilsner base. Beer is bottle conditioned and not meant to age. So, in looking at the reviews of this beer, it's really been all over the place. I've seen people say it's tart. I've seen people say it's like a Brett beer. I've seen people say it's basically just like a standard Belgian Blonde. I've heard people say that it's basically an IPA. So it's kind of, to me, that's kind of all over the place. I'm hoping it's a mix of all of those things, and it's a complex beer. I have liked pretty much everything I've had from these guys, but I haven't had anything wild. So I'm really interested to see what this is like. And I don't think I said it before, but this is 6.01 ABV, so basically 6.0. Looked like it was going to gush for a second, but I think we're okay. So as you can see, it pours a pretty hazy straw color with about a finger and a half white head. That's pretty fluffy. It doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. Huh. So the aroma is a little phenolic. There is a little bit of a Brett character, but it seems very minimal. I would say there's almost a little bit of like the noble. I mean, it says European hops, like noble hop, Pilsner crackery character to it as well, and even a little bit of like candied oranges. So I'm kind of interested to see what this actually tastes like. Huh. Well, it's not tart, I'll say that. It's not tart. I do get a lot of the candied oranges. I mean, it's not like juicy orange. It's just like sweetened, dried out candy oranges. There is a little bit of like a dry Brett B character. The flavor drops off very quickly. Very, very quickly. It is a little phenolic. And I'm guessing the fact that it drops off so quickly is from the yeast. There is a little bit of like a lemon limey hop character in it too. Yeah, I mean, I would liken this to like a Hopfenweiss, but not quite as phenolic, not quite as yeasty. It's like a hoppy wheat beer, but just not quite as much of that like Hefeweizen yeast character. But it is somewhat phenolic. It's not just like a hoppy Pilsner. There is like a Belgian quality to it as well. And it's dried out, which I'm assuming is from the Brett. Because it does taste like there's a little bit of a Brett funk to it, but it's not like that cherry pie pineapple Brett C character. I think it's probably Brett Lamicus or Brett Brux. It's very drying, but it's a pretty unique beer. So I would venture to say that most people probably wouldn't like this because the flavors aren't like super bright and pronounced. It's everything is kind of subdued, but it really meshes well together. Like I said, it is very dry. The flavor drops off like that. I mean, it's like I can't remember the one Lost Abbey beer. Oh, Inferno. That's just like a super super dry Belgian beer. This kind of reminds me of that, but with a little bit like of a hop character. But I think it's really nice. In this bottle, I think this is the $3.75. Was only I think $6. So, I mean, for something this well crafted, and I like what they did here because there's not a lot of beers that really taste like this. There's like a slight piece of several different types of beer in this, which is nice. And I could definitely drink a lot of this. I think it has a decent. It has some bitterness too to keep it from being like to balance out that sweetness. Like I said, the flavor drops off so fast. It's really dry in that realm too. So, I'm actually really no. I'm assuming the other two sours are going to be other two beers are going to be drastically different because they're actually sour and they're loaded with fruit. But this is at least a good start that that this is really clean and restrained. So I'm excited for the other two. Also in the same trade, I got some Saison Bernice and Nona's blend, so I'm excited for that too. Because I like Cellar. But anyways, as far as this beer goes, my scale of buy, drink, dump, given that this was $6, this is definitely a buy. I mean, it's like $6 glass of beer at any brewery. I would be perfectly happy with this. If it was like 10 or higher, I don't know, because it's not super standout. It's just a really clean, nice, dry beer. But it's for how cheap this was, I would absolutely buy a bunch more of this if I could. So that's pretty much all I got for this guy. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.